Hey guys, Stealth here, welcome back to Transport Fever. Currently, we're looking at Whaler's Lookout, and last episode I believe I had set up this experimental airline. I wasn't going to be sure whether this one's going to be actually profitable. There are a lot of people waiting here. The line Whalers to Joburg, so that's the other big town on this left, well I suppose you could call it an island. We have 31 people waiting to go to Harpoon. Not so many waiting to go to Whalers itself. But there is definitely room for a few more aircraft on this line. As right now, this line only has two small aircraft, a couple of Douglas DC-3s. And these things don't carry too many passengers, just 5. Also, they take about 8 minutes to arrive, so these people are going to be waiting for a long time. So time to do something about that. I'm going to set up some vehicle replacements. I'm going to go with a couple of de Havilland Comet 4Bs to see if I can make these things profitable. So I'm going to replace that now. It's going to cost me 10 million, which is quite expensive, but I think we can make it work, especially if I can keep feeding people from Whalers Lookout into this airport. And then potentially set up another one from Whalers Lookout here, from this airport, to the airport over here, Harpoon. There's not too many people waiting there, but I think we can boost that a little bit, especially considering that we have this, well, very busy hub with all of these different lines here. We can probably make this thing work. However, there are quite a few lines arriving at this particular airport. I hope they don't clog up the airfield too much. I know that starting, I believe, 1980s, you can get a multi-runway airport. But that's not going to fit. I don't think, especially with the train line here, that's going to fit in the current state. So I might have to do some redecorating here when we reach that time period. For now, set up the new airline, starting at Harpoon Bay and going all the way over here. Hell of a long flight, but who knows, maybe these people do want to go here. Let's see, we're going to call this one Harpoon to Whalers. Now I think I can remove the experimental tag from this one because we know it works. Whalers to Joburg. The other one, Mosquito to Joburg, also carries enough passengers. Hasn't made that much of a profit lately. Oh, by the way, is that a new aircraft? Yep, it's one of the new aircraft. Only 1 month old. These things, once they're on course, should build up quite some speed. Those are quite noisy. 400, 500, 600, and we're slowing down again. This airport has quite a few lines on it as well. This is going to also be viable for an upgrade. Multi-runway airport here would definitely be helpful. Also, a multi-terminal airport. Let's upgrade that. Let these lines spread out a little bit. Yeah. Can I just say that's going to be Terminal 2, Terminal 3. There. Spread them out a little bit. Now, time for the big aircraft. Where's the big aircraft? Is that it? Yep, that's it. That's one of those large DC... what was it? Oh, de Havilland. My bad. Look at that, they're already lining up on the runway. We're probably going to have to see a few go-arounds here. But I'm wondering what this aircraft's going to bring in cash, because they're pretty expensive to run, at almost $1 million a year. And I cannot have them delay like this. That's not really acceptable. Alright, $1 million? Wow, for one flight. That's pretty impressive. Also, these aircraft are faster, which means that... which one was it? Joburg, Whalers Lookout. Where is it? Am I just completely overlooking it? Which line is that? Oh, sorry, this is Harpoon. I haven't set that one up yet. Yeah, this one. That's probably the other fast-powered jet with another 21 passengers, I imagine. No, just 8. Okay. So this one's probably going to need some more work. And what are these buses bringing in? A couple of people, but not too many. Alright, I wasn't really planning on doing too much with the aircraft this episode. I want to spend a little bit more time checking out Mason, because this is what I spent quite a bit of attention on in the previous episode. We started out with 100 people there, 99 shopping and 102 industry. All of those stats are going up. And the airport currently doesn't have really too many people waiting. It seems like the bus is a bit more popular. That's the bus going to Mosquito. So that's all the way down here. Mosquito, by the way, has also grown quite a bit since the start. Used to be this small town. Has actually been growing quite a lot. So much so that we don't really cover the whole town anymore. Anyway, let's go up north. Jesus, look at all these passengers. What I want to do is set up a bus line from Wishbone to Plateau de Ville over here. There is a route available. It's not the most effective one, but it is the cheapest as it's already established. Now, just for fun, I want to see how much it's going to cost if I build one myself through this mountain. Holy shit. Yeah, that's not really viable, is it? 400 million. 520 million if I want to align terrain, but it's not even able to do that. So that's not really going to be viable. We're going to have to go with the established route as is. Now, I don't really have a terminal here, other than this one, but I think that could work. So we're going to go here, move up, and then go right across to Plateau de Ville. So let's set up some bus stops here. Looks like this town is not going to need too many of those. That's a bit sloppy. Does these count as one stop? Church Lane? Nope, they don't. Alright, there's one. And for future growth, there's two. Then we're going to take this hairpin turn south. Ooh, a Boeing 737 already. Interesting. Alright, we're going to flat top. This thing is so small that I can just cover it with one stop. Let's take stock of what we're starting out with. 102, 98, 101. Alright, from there onto Paracom, which still does not have any sort of connections. I would like to tie it into Rosie's garden here. And I think I'm going to do that by a train line. So we're going to have a sort of west, northeast line, if you will. And I think that's all that's viable, because this route by train is going to get rather expensive going up this cliff. Anyway, once people get to Flat Top, so they're going to be visiting Flat Top and then continuing on. Again, this is not really viable for a train. It's possible, but I don't believe it's going to be profitable, at least not in the short run. So Paracom to Flat Top is going to be a bus line. That should cover most of that town. And we're going to end up in Breakaway. And I believe that that should cover the entire north-south line. To the west there's nothing but this town, and I can tie that into Rosie's garden. So let's connect these and that. That should cover the whole town. Yes, it does. What about that? Oh, there's Smuggler's Run down here. Alright, let's set up Smuggler's Run as well then. Come on. There we go. Alright. South starts here. Church Street. Then the Grove. And then the long haul begins. Onto King Street. Onto King's Way. Onto Mill Road. George Street, Manchester Road, York, Queen, back to York, back to Manchester, back to George Street, and I'm going to put a depot here. Let's make that a large bus station. I have to insert that between, what stop is this? Flat top, number 5? Yeah, number 5. Alright, so after 5 you're gonna go here. Reason being is that I want to tie this one into an east-west line. So Paracom, that is, let's see, number 13. So after 13 you're once again tying into that one. Going all the way back up to Mill Road. Hitting this town again. We're gonna need a fuck ton of buses to keep this thing running. Alright, I don't actually need to tie that one in there. It's gonna automatically reset to the default. So, let's pause. Have a few extra depots. We're gonna need a good number of these. Just to feed these buses into this line pretty evenly. Let's see, Paracom has a nice place of it there, and the final stop, Breakaway. There. Okay. Let's set up 2 buses on each town. So this is line 1. I'm gonna have to rename that one. One of those should be going south, the other one should be going north. At least if the game logic follows my wishful thinking. That is what should be happening. So we're immediately gonna have quite a lot of spreading out on this line. And let's see. This is a tram depot. Oh, I already had a vehicle depot. Oh well. Yeah, make it 2. Alright. Rename that one. Line 1. I'm gonna call this the north-south bus, for lack of a better term. Okay, let's see how the aircraft are doing, because the game has progressed a few years in the meanwhile. Over here. Holy crap, there's a lot of people waiting there. Look at that! 90 people waiting to go to Whalers? We're going to need more aircraft. That's this aircraft. Bloody hell, how much is that making me? 2.23 million. Wow. What if I upgrade that to a Boeing 737? Still 21 passengers. Speed slightly higher. Why would I want to switch to a Boeing? Operation costs are slightly higher. Speed is just a little bit higher. No, I'm gonna go with another de Havilland. Whalers Joburg. Apparently this is quite the popular destination for these people. Also, Joburg Crater is not getting serviced enough. There are a lot of people who are hoping to take the tram, but who just cannot get there. Not enough slots in the tram. Right. The trams that I'm currently using are these yellow ones, the Type T1. 16 passengers. These have room for 23. So that's a nice benefit. So let's upgrade this line. Replace with the Mirage. I'll take that now. 1 million. And the counterclockwise line. Same. Replace now. Execute. Okay, we're gonna add a few more. Joburg counterclockwise. Joburg clockwise. Hopefully, I can service this town a little better. But holy shit, we're gonna need another airport. And the next airport is in 11 years. The big one. See, this is a freight airport. Still only has one runway. Alright, we're gonna have to wait for the other runways to become available. Until then, let's check on the other towns. Let's check on the other routes, actually. What routes or what lines are making me money and which are costing me money? Harpoon Joburg. Oh, we get a hovercraft. Nice. As well as a new bus. Anyway, Harpoon Joburg. Not making me any money. That's going to be an issue. Because this is costing me $500,000 a year. I'm going to just shut this one down. So that's an airline. Harpoon Joburg. I think people are going to take the bus. That's probably why they're not here anymore. Also, I need to set up an aircraft to harpoon from whalers. Forgot about that. Let's take it to Havilland or two. Just throwing money around, but then again I have a lot to spend. Alright, the other one. The north-south bus. Still at a loss. Not surprising. Joburg to Wishbone. Where is that again? Starting here. Going all the way north. Not enough people here. Finances over the last couple of years are alright. But something happened here. And here. All of a sudden they're not getting enough people anymore. It might have had to do with the bus. That new bus line. Not the north-south bus, but the other one. What happened here? At the moment they haven't transported anything. What sort of vehicles are we using? Oh. Yeah, you can barely transport anything. I'm gonna replace these. Because what I'm using is stuff I cannot even buy anymore. I believe. What are you? Douglas DC-3. The cheapest aircraft I can buy is the Douglas DC-4. For 15 passengers. And there are some people waiting to go to Wishbone, or to Joburg, so there's not really a shortage of supply. How long does it take for these things to arrive? 9 minutes. Yeah, no surprise there. Okay, let's upgrade this line. You're going to get... You're going to get to de Havilland. What place now? 10 million. Sure. This is the Harpoon Wishbone line. Your finances look very, very solid. But I have a multitude of different aircraft here. Which are all starting to age quite a lot. I'm not sure what the lifespan of these Douglas DC-3s is. If it's anything to go by the DC-4, I'd say they only have about 7 years left. And this, I think, is that Super Constellation? Yeah. Super Constellation is 18 years old, can go up to 50 years. It's not the most modern aircraft, but it works. It still flies. What are we going to do about this line? Because replacing all of these is going to get hell of expensive. Yeah, another 10 million. Still, this line brings in a lot of cash. How many people are waiting? 23. This thing can transport 8. If I switch to the Douglas DC-4, looking at 15. If I switch to the de Havilland, it's going to get really expensive. Yeah, that's 30 million. That's way too much. Okay, we're going to upgrade to the Super Constellations. And hopefully that should make the aircraft a bit faster, as well as arrive more often. Down to 146 seconds. Maybe there's going to be a bit more demand for this line now. How is Wishbone doing for transport? Poor? Despite all of that stuff moving about there? You're still looking at poor? How many trams are here? Not enough. Okay. And you're still... Jeez, that's old. Let's upgrade that. These things are going to like transport 11 people at 40 kph. Replace everything. Do it now. There we go. Set the auto replace off for these lines. Why are these people not using this thing as much as I thought they would? North-south buses. Ah, sorry, it does have people waiting. Okay. 21 people waiting to go to Wishbone. Is that one of those aircraft? Yeah, it is. It is one of those unupgraded DC-3s by the looks of it. Yep. So he should be coming in. A whole bunch of new passengers arriving now. What are they stacking up for? Are you waiting? Looks like they all want to go to Wishbone. We're gonna need a bigger airport. At least a lot more aircraft. I really like that on this map you can make aircraft work. Ta-da! Bigger. 18. 18? There's more people there. Huh. A million? These things really make quite a bit of money. Let's check out all the airports, or the airlines. Ooh. Harpoon the Whalers. Not doing so well. Minus 1.34 million. Tell me what's going on there. There are passengers, but very, very few. People here are all waiting to go to Joburg and a few to Whalers, but I think that these aircraft just have too much capacity for what I'm asking them to do. Right. Anyway, I was doing an inventory on all the lines that I'm using. The Mason Mosquito, that was down here. That's this short hop with the airport. This line is costing me about 300k per year. Pretty consistently. Yeah, I'm gonna shut that one down. I don't think it's worth it anymore. So that's Mason Mosquito. Sell off the aircraft, dismantle the line. Next, another airport, Harpoon to Wishbone. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. It keeps going up and down. I think it might reach it. Yep, it just made positive. Harpoon to Whalers. 4 out of 42. This thing is not anywhere near capacity. But this year it did make a profit. Albeit a modest one. I wonder if we can keep that up. Let's give this thing a little bit more time because it's a new line. The other one, Harpoon to Wishbone, minus 17k. Overall, most of these lines are making me money, so I don't need to change too much. Alright, let's go back to that bus line. The north-south bus, 500,000. That's nice. Now, one thing I'm interested in is that new bus, because this one has a speed of 65, this one has a speed of 80, and can transport one more person. But especially that speed means that people will pay more. So the north-south bus, I'm going to replace all of these vehicles. It's probably going to get quite expensive. Oh, not as nearly as expensive as I was afraid of. 1 million, sure. And I still need to set up that line that goes here. That one... Actually, I can extend the one that goes from Rosie's Garden to Joker's Ridge. That one. Wow. This thing has some really old vehicles moving about. Okay. First things first, add a station. You are starting at Grove Road. Then you're going to Park Avenue. Okay, once you're going to Park Avenue, I then need you to go all the way here. Paracom South. And then all the way back to Broadway. And that's really all I need to do. Because now people from Paracom can just get out there and move on. So this should be fine. Replace now. All the vehicles, yes, go. Few people waiting here. This is a bus that's going to be upgraded very soon. Ta-da! New bus. Beautiful. What about the other long bus line that I have? That one. Spittleflack to Duck Pond. 2.4 million for a bus line? I don't even know how many vehicles I have on there. This is 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... I think that's about 50 buses. Let's upgrade that. Switch to the MAN SL. 10 million. I'll take that. What about the airlines? Harpoon Whalers is still not looking too good. And Joburg Wishbone? Not really. That's that long line. Goes all the way here. See, the Harpoon seems to be working out. 4 million. Bloody hell. They're just sort of breaking even. And Joburg Mosquito Bay? Let's check that one out. Surprising that people want to take an aircraft that far, but sure. How many people are waiting to Mosquito? 4. How often do these planes arrive? Every 7 minutes. Okay. On to Wishbone. Wow, I can send a few more aircraft to Joburg. Or to Whalers. Oh, just a few more years and I can get that better airport. I'm going to need that. Look at these aircraft. This is expensive. But having a second airport here... is that worth it? It cost me an arm and a leg, that is. And there's not really any room to build it. Well, this could work. I might make a terminal out of it here. If I can fit it there. Let's see. Turn it around. Terrain alignment is an issue again. 4.5 million. Can't be done. This can. Yeah, I like that. Alright, let's wait till 1980 and see if we can build a large airport here. 2 lanes. 2 lanes, really? 2 runways. Also, the trains. Let's check in with the trains. There are quite a few passengers here. How much is that making me? Is it the only train line I have? A million. A little over. And I think that we should be able to justify upgrading that one. There's 42 people waiting there. This thing can only carry 18. Alright, what else can we replace this with? Multiple units. What we're using currently is the Red Arrow, which is a good little thing. But it's not particularly suited for the amount of passengers that I'm trying to transport. The Mirage at 64 is still pretty fast, 125. They are pretty expensive. What about the Dutch trains? 68 passengers for 140. That's not really balanced, is it? Well, I think this thing accelerates far faster. Its power and tractive effort are far better than that Dutch one. if I upgrade it with this, it's going to cost me 11 million. Let's try that. I can almost go back, and I'm making a lot of cash lately. Even if I'm spending millions on new vehicles, I'm still getting about 10 million a year. That right there is one of the new Dutch trains. This is what we have running, or what we had running around our country here. Look at the detail on those things. I like that. Very nice. This is really well done. Alright, let's see if those things can turn a profit. They're costing me about $500,000 a year. Let's see where these guys want to go. Also, their speed is about 100. That's fair enough. Yeah, I expected that much. They're not really willing to get out the airport. They're probably mostly looking to go on to Harpoon Bay Central and potentially further up. And as expected, their acceleration is mediocre. That's the problem. It takes them a lot of time to reach that speed. If they reach it at all. Because it might say 140. But look at that, the line can handle it. The train cannot. That's the problem here. The train cannot handle the amount of acceleration that it could be getting. Alright, let's see what you're going to make. 323. Better. But I don't quite like the acceleration on these things. If I upgrade all of those to the Mirage, it's probably going to be very expensive. Oh, a jet foil. It must be one of those new boats added by a mod, which you can get as... I think this is... what are they called again? The hydrofoil boats. That's it. Oh, hang on, I added one. That's not really what I want to do. Replace now? 24 million. No thanks. Also, road vehicle 26. Oh, look at you. How old are you? 23 years? That's your limit? Yeah, apparently it is. Okay. Well, we can upgrade that to the MAN 13.304. Plays now, 2.25 million, I'll take it. Moving on. Alright, so, quite a lot of upgrading this episode. Hopefully next one, I can get that multi-runway airfield going in this town. Because it seems like they could really use it. And overall, most of these lines are doing quite well. With the exception of that one. It's costing me a bit of money, but not that much. 3.35 million for Joburg to Wishbone. 4 million to get the Harpoon. Nice. So, hang on, Harpoon... Oh, right. Harpoon Wishbone. That one. North. And last check on the buses. The north-south line already breached 1 million. And I can probably add a few more buses to that. The other one... it used to be making 2.5 million, now 3.5. 3.5 million. That's good. For a bunch of buses. Alright, so everything's turning out quite well. I still have a few towns which I haven't connected. I'm going to be focusing on that next episode. Those are this place up here. Iron Knob. And Smuggler's Bay, or Smuggler's Run. And there was another one I just discovered. Was that Miller's something? Miller's Creek. Up here. They do have a bridge, so I don't have to invest into that. Maybe just a shipping route. Just a boat. See how fast I can get those things to go. Because I was using one of these slow motorboats. Or, well, motor ships, I suppose. 550 people. That's not even the population of this town, probably. Yeah, twice the population. These things, I imagine, are a lot faster. The boat project, 52 kph. Hovercraft, 93. Hydrofoil, 82. Nice and fast. This one especially is faster than a bus. And from here, or Harpoon could make a pretty direct run for Miller's Creek. Without having to go over all of these bridges and through this train. So that might be an interesting project for next episode. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for more Transport Fever.